Bardic spell number 1, Ignore Us, or Ignore Me, is designed to cause a group of people or an individual to ignore a group of people or an individual and pretend like they were never even there. This is useful when, say, a party is traveling through a dungeon, they encounter a monster or a group of monsters or another party, and they want to slip by without being noticed. Then the bard can pull out this song and this spell. Like all the bardic spells that I've written, this one ends with a little tag that is basically built on the C chord on the mandolin. So it's the open E, second or third fret on the A string, second fret on the D string, and the open G. And then it ends with the fifth fret on the G string, so it goes about this beat. And again, once the bard starts the spell, action stops until the bard has completed the spell or until the bard screws up. If the bard screws up, the spell is broken and he's probably going to get attacked. If the spell is correctly cast, it can influence the behavior of other creatures, even if they don't necessarily understand the words of the song. I've invented this spell. I actually invented some of the lyrics back in the 20th century when I was a dungeon master, which is a very long time ago. There's nobody here but you, you're all alone, you're by yourself. Nothing you have to do, no chaos that you have to quell. Just in a minute or two, you'll see everything will turn out well. There's nobody here but you. Your attention is just elective. All you need is some perspective. You have a new directive. All you have to do is ignore us. Because, like, we were never here, man. Be calm, be at peace. Take your time, be at ease. There's nobody here but you. Alright, Ignore Us has a very simple chord structure. It's mostly C, F, and G. So the C chord, as I showed you a little earlier, is the open E string, third fret on the A string, second fret on the D string, and the open G string. Now, if you're a guitarist, this should look kind of oddly familiar to you because the strings are in the reverse order from the last four strings on the guitar, or basically this is an upside down bass guitar. So if you think of it that way, on a guitar your C kind of looks like this. Reverse that, and as I've said on occasion, on the mandolin, you basically have guitar chords that are upside down and backwards. Now the F chord, the easy way to spell the F chord, quick and convenient, would be the G string on the second fret, bar the third fret on the D string and the A string, and mute the E string. And the G string, or the G chord rather, looks like it, if you think about the guitar, how a G chord is made. Again, upside down and backwards. These are the last four strings on the guitar upside down. It would be the second fret on the A string, third fret on the E string, with the G and D strings open. So the chord pattern for Ignore Us, you're all alone, you're by yourself. C, F, G, C, F, G, C, G, C. Then you got the little tag, and then you go to the next section of the song, which starts with an F. Your attention is just elective. All you need is some perspective. So it's just F, C, G, C, F, C. All you have to do, that's a D chord, and to make the D chord, you've got the second fret on the E string, you got the A and D strings open, second fret on the G string. All you have to do is, and then follow that up with a G, ignore us. because like we were never here, man. The next set of chords is be it calm, be at ease, take your time, be at ease. So that's an A minor, and the A minor on the mandolin is the open E, third fret on the A string, and you're going to bar the second fret on the D and G strings. And then an E minor, which looks exactly the same as it does on the guitar. You bar the second fret on the D and A strings with the G and E strings open. And we got the F chord, back to A minor, E minor, F, and in that section with a G chord. And then we've got the little melody, which each of these bardic spells plays part of the melody to kind of drive the spell home. So here's the melody that has to be done instrumental. And that just does that 3 times. Let me slow that way down. Open G string on the 5th fret, open D string, 2nd fret on the D string, open D string, 5th fret on the G string, 5th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the D string, twice on the 2nd fret of the D string, twice on the open D string, twice on the 5th fret of the G string, and then the open G string. So I'll play that as slowly as I can figure out how to do it. Nobody here but you. So the last 2 chords are just a C, buddy, G, and then back to the C, and then it's got the little spell tag to set the spell, which is a C chord, followed with the 5th fret of the G string, which is actually the C note. And that should give you enough to build your version of Ignore Us, bardic spell number 1. Be sure to credit the actual bard who wrote these spells. That would be me, Robert Bruce Scott. If you perform these in public, feel free to expand on them, turn them into a full song, but they're actually kind of fun to just do as little simple spells.